Hello everyone, Galactic Seas. We are going to be working on the Forge again today, part 2. I'm going to go ahead and forge another card and then show you guys the setup for selling your NFT card once it's been forged. Um, in the previous video to this, I talked about the Forge and the fact that you can take duplicate cards and then fuse them into an NFT that you can own and at that time either keep, sell, or trade. Right now we're trading on the Immutable X platform. Let's go ahead and jump right in and let's see how we do. Okay, we're gonna do, let's forge the catapult. As I talked about before, uh, you can fuse any cards that you have duplicate of. I like to be a little bit more strategic and see which cards are of better value to forge. Of course, if you have enough flux and or stardust and enough god coins, if you like to choose if you choose to forge all of your cards, that's completely personal choice. However, uh, for me, I like to fuse cards and turn them into NFTs based on their value, because once I forge them, turn them into NFTs, I can then put them up for sale on the Star Store, or I'm sorry, on the Immutable X platform, and then possibly earn some ETH off of that. The ETH that I do get from the cards that I sell, I use them. I use that ETH to purchase card packs in game, so that I try to maintain an ecosystem where I'm earning cards and dust and god coins and using all of that I'm earning from this free to play game to forge NFTs, so to make NFTs and then have those NFTs generate some type of income, which is at this moment ETH, and that ETH I just like to insert it right back into the game so that I can get more cards, purchase card packs, and hopefully get better cards and so on and so forth. Continue to build my collection, and not just that, but have the option and ability to sell my cards later on. Also, trading, I still haven't figured that out exactly just yet. I believe on Treasure Trove is what I was told is how the trading works. That's something that I'll have to look into more in depth. I'll look into that, and then I'll do a separate video on that as well. So by fusing, we're going to take two duplicates and fuse them into one card. If these two cards are in any of your decks, these cards will be deleted. They are burned. They're gone. It takes those two cards being combined to make this one upgraded card with a red outline that will be your NFT card. You'll Once you have enough Stardust and God coins, you'll start the fusing process. The amount of God coins and dust that it takes for you to craft or fuse both of them into an NFT really depends and varies on the type of card that you're fusing. The fusing process, you will have to have your MetaMask set up and connected through Immutable X and have it be ready. You want to be on the Ethereum mainnet, so Ethereum main network, and you'll want to have that all set up and ready before you start fusing. So, as it says here, fuse these cards. Fusing the card is permanent. Once complete, there is no turning back. You will be charged flux, and your cards will be destroyed, no matter if this succeeds or fails. Don't fret. If it does fail, you can retry the fusing from the history screen. In the previous video, I talked about just that. Fusing the cards, as is mentioned here and as I said before, will destroy the other two cards, fusing them into one better card. There have been instances, only two that I can think of, where the process did not succeed. However, I was able to go to my history where it says completed. You'll see an indication that whether the fusion was completed or not. If it wasn't, it'll give you an option to retry. I don't recall if it charges you again for flux and God coins in order to restart the process. It's something that I'll have to look into further. As I said before, some cards and will have a different cost of flux and God coins depending on the type of card that it is. In the previous video, I also talked about which card was the card that I fused and had it sold for ETH, that which in turn I used to buy card packs with in-game. Alright, let's go ahead and start the fusing process. We're going to click start. This is going to fuse with 120 stars plus our 7 God coin, which is the currency that that's used in Gods Unchained. Now, as it says here, you're not done yet. You still need to confirm with your web wallet. The fusing process will continue in your browser. So let's click continue. That's actually going to bring us a page, the Gods Unchained page right here. And this is where you'll complete the fusing process. Now, as it says on here, before you can manage your inventories and start trading, we'll need to set up some things. So connect your Ethereum wallet, sign in with your Ethereum wallet, set up your immutable X key. You'll want to have all this done and ready before you start the fusing process. Otherwise, you may lose your cards in God Coins Influx, and you may not be able to get it back. So we'll go ahead and connect the wallet. Okay, we're going to sign the contract that says you are giving access to trade on Immutable X through your Ethereum wallet. I recommend that you only sign transactions through your Immutable account that you yourself have started or initiated. If a transaction comes from elsewhere that you're not sure of and is asking you to sign through your MetaMask, you have a possibility of having letting somebody into your MetaMask account and they can join your account. You can research that more in depth. I won't get into that too much. So let's go ahead and sign that contract. So as it says on here, message only sign this request if you've initiated an action with Immutable X. So that's kind of a warning letting you know not just any random action to sign should be signed, especially if you didn't initiate the transaction. We're going to confirm here that it's going to take us 0.07 God coins to fuse the cards and essentially have this card minted on the on the blockchain. So that's going to be the cost for having that fused. We're going to go ahead and sign that, confirm there, sign the package here, and then that's it. The process is completed. As I talked about before in the previous video, the cards that you fuse may take some time to appear. They'll show up as this initially in your inventory. It may take maybe a couple of minutes, a few hours. I've seen some of my cards take up to a whole day to show up fully on the account. And another thing to keep in mind is that if you're fusing cards to build a deck off of the fused cards for looks, or simply because you want to fuse the cards and just have them be part of your deck as NFTs, the cards don't always carry over to the in-game platform until much later sometimes. Oh, see, look, that was pretty quick. That's actually very fast. It's probably because the network is really busy and there's a lot of transactions happening and being processed quickly. So what happens when you fuse the cards is essentially you're sending this packet of a contract for somebody to process and write it onto the blockchain. And depending on how busy the blockchain or how much traffic there is, that's how long it may take. As I said before in the previous warning when we were getting ready to fuse, that it may fail. The process may fail. However, you can always go to your history and then check on that. Here's the history for the here's the information for the card that we just fused. It went to our wallet that's connected to Immutable X. Make sure that you are using and you are signed on to the same wallet that you'll be using for transactions through Immutable X on MetaMask. MetaMask is the hot wallet that I guess is the standard for Ethereum transactions. It's the only one that I've heard of so far that's much more popular. So right now the card was actually processed quickly, and now we have it available here. Now we have the card in our inventory, and now we're able to sell it, so we can list it for sale. Now before, when I started the process, I haven't been playing Gods Unchained very long. However, I have tried to learn as much as I can. When I first started, the Forge was actually not available, and from my understanding, is that it hadn't been available for quite some time. After having the Forge become available, I did start fusing cards and putting them up for sale. This is part of my collection here. I do have some cards for sale right now, and that's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be placing your cards for sale. Let's go ahead and choose one. What I like to do here when when placing cards on sale, I like to see what is um, what they're going for. What's a good price to list your cards for, right? It's not something that you necessarily have to do. You can put a price on the card that you may find the value to yourself. It's not necessarily subjective. Um, However, it is much better to look for and see what the price for the cards are, so that you have an idea of maybe how much you want to list them for. It seems the average for ETH listing is a point 0.000688 ETH. So let's go ahead and list it for that much. Now on here you'll see different currencies, and we'll get to that here in just a second. All right, so uh, let's go back to that real quick. I like to list them by date acquired in US first, so I know what I have acquired more recently. So the catapult, you click on your card, you'll have the information for the card here, the god that's for, the set, mana, the type of card. I'm not sure what proto is. I'll have to look into that. Tribe, attack health, essentially a rarity, correct? So this is important. You want to look at this. Obviously, the more rare the card is, the higher you can list it for. So at this point, you click list for sale, and you get to choose what currency you'd like to list this. You can list it for God's coins. You can list it for Guild of Guardians tokens. Now, wow, that's new. I hadn't seen that before. That must have been added not too long ago. You can list it for IMX coin or USD fiat currency, USD coin. I like to use Ethereum or ETH as the point of interest for the transaction. We are going to list it for 0.000688 ETH. That's what we saw most of the average price for that is. You can list the cards for any amount of ETH that you can list it for 10, 15, 2, 1 ETH. It doesn't matter. However, keep in mind that if this card is in general selling for 0.00688 ETH and you list it for 1 ETH, your card may not sell. People are also looking for a fair range of prices for these cards so they can pick them up. And also, if somebody has been playing the game or has gone through transactions for some time, they'll know, or they'll have an idea of what the price of the card should be. Again, it's up to you. We can even list it for 0.0007 ETH if we'd like. It really is something that you'd have to choose and kind of feel out yourself. Let's go ahead and hit confirm. This is going to send us to our MetaMask for a packet signature, so we're going to go ahead and sign. And that's it. You've listed your NFT for sale. We are doing this on the Immutable X platform. I have not ventured off to any other platforms, although I think Treasure Trove is what I mentioned earlier, is somewhere where you can actually trade cards. And there may be a fee associated to that because this is all on the blockchain. Let's click finish. When we click finish, we can see that the card is listed. You can also cancel the listing as well. If you see that your card is becoming more popular or see that it's going up in price, you can cancel the listing and change the price. Or if you have a card sitting there and you just want to get rid of it and sell it quickly, you can definitely list it for a lower amount and hopefully have it sell faster. There we go, guys. That was that was pretty much it. Let's see. In our inventory, it's going to reflect the fact that the card is listed for sale. What do we have here? Oh, we went by old list. We wanted to do with. So right here is the card that we fused not too long ago. Now we have it up for sale for some ETH, and we're hoping to have this sale, and then at that point you can either transfer ETH or convert it, or as I said before, you can use the ETH that you earn, which will be in your balance right here on the upper right hand corner, and that will allow you to be able to go buy cards from the Gods Unchained website. Here's the price in ETH for the different type of card packs. I was able to buy some epics and a couple of legendary packs from some of the cards that I sold myself. Let's see. I'm not sure there's anything else that I want to go over here. I've you can close tabs as you're finished with them if you'd like. Checking the rarity and the value of the cards is something that I really like to do, just cross-referencing the prices to make sure that my cards are not sitting and that they're actually moving and creating some ETH for me. That's it for this walkthrough here with the Gods Unchained and the Forge Part 2. I do want to do a Part 3, not necessarily of the Forge, but on the currency that we have here on Gods Unchained and the other possibility that you have for for using that currency in game. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.